the question that Pam has for you is, she wrote it down.
I like the collaboration though.
Yes,
Very cute as
but it's fine. So, to the topic of money, I think comes the topic of branding, because in order for you to make more money from your career,
Yeah.
you have to start branding yourself. Well, now you're now a business and you're seeing the money coming in, and sometimes the gigs won't come in, but how do you sustain yourself? You get endorsement deals, right? So how do you make yourself marketable to brands? Because not only were you an artist manager, but you're also on the branding side, and you know exactly what client is looking for in a person who is a brand.
So I think it starts with what do the brands want? At the end of the day, brands want access to a market. They have people that they need to speak to. They have people that they need to sell to. They have people that they need to convert into customers. And as a brand, let's say a Liberty, for example, you don't know everybody or have access to everybody unless you're able to collaborate with different people who can give you access to that market. So someone like a Cassper, has worked very hard to establish himself as the person to work with to reach a large number of people. 6 million followers on Instagram is not a joke, right? And yeah, you would, yes.
Go, yes.
6 million people on Instagram. A lot of those people are people that the general brand that speaks to the urban person wants to reach. And that's I think the foundation of it, that the people you're seeing getting brand deals a lot of the time are as a result of them working hard to build that audience that the brands want to reach. Cassper is an advertising platform. His Instagram is a platform, his TikTok is a platform, his Twitter is even a platform. And if an NBA Africa wants to advertise and make known a project that they're working on, a campaign, etc., the easier way is to go through people that their market or the market they think is their market can relate to. So when we are in the US with a Cassper and we're showcasing that NBA Africa is now established on the continent and is able to export South African and African talent into the US, Cassper is the right person to communicate that message on behalf of the NBA. So at a foundational level, it is for artists to build their audience based on the things that they like and the things that they know their audience will relate to. And the brands that want to speak to the same people will come flocking in.
And with VG, my next question would be towards VG, because artists come to your record labels and you see the talent is there, but outside of that, they're taking, you know, in terms of just like their branding as a whole. Do you guys kind of like coach artists to say, my brother, you can't say this online, or you can't be smoking X, Y, and Z and everything that's what you're posting, because it affects our bottom line? How do you go about coaching artists?
So obviously, from a label side of things, we really focus on the music side of things, right? That's why it's important as an artist to have your own team. I think when Refila also did touch on that, hey, Mantili, Lerato started off, Cassper for sure went off and was Twitter happy. Then obviously Tilly was the one calling, hey, man, you can't do that because, you know what I mean? So it is very important that you have your own team. Someone like a Lerato or a Sibu to say, okay, this is how you're going to be posting. This is how your brand is to articulate in front of people, because you can't just posting anything and be trigger happy, you know, in the public, because I know that it does eventually affect you when you want to get an endorsement. We're like, hey, remember that tweet? They brought it up, né? So it kind of, you feel like...
you?
Yeah,
This
like,
you?
you know, yeah, on
I went
minus.
through that a lot.
You did that, right?
Yeah.
But I will say though, there's a fine line between authenticity and packaging yourself to sell.
Definitely.
I think the artists that make it in the industry further than others are those who are authentic, those who are true to who they say they are. So now a Cassper is not going to go and post something that doesn't make sense to him. He's very clear on that. We know when we work with Cassper, we have very loose guidelines, because at the core of his brand, at the core of how he does business, is that it must still be authentic. Yeah. So if you're going to go and not be yourself because you want to be sellable, that could also send you down the wrong path.
Definitely.
So it is that whatever you do, whatever you're going to post today, make sure that you can stand by it in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
When you want to go to a Liberty and go and say, hey, this is who I
Yeah.
am, this is what I want to work with you, then when they bring up that tweet and you say, yeah, but that's me. That's who I am, and
think
that's why people follow me.
I agree with you. I think that we also did miss a very important part, which is to build a team.
Definitely.
A lot of us are seen in the forefront, but people don't see the people behind us. You know, you have to have a solid team to help you maneuver, but also to guide you because, you know, we're all different. We're artists, we're creatives, and we have a certain way we express ourselves. Like, I used to swear a lot on, I still swear, but...
A lot.
You know, but I used to be reckless. You know, I remember, I'll give you another example. This is not about brands or whatever, but you have to really, really think about the things that you say online because the internet doesn't forget. I remember when I was coming up, I was a very angry rapper in Mufftown and, you know, things weren't going well for me. And I used to tweet all the time, JR is so whack. Like, I used to go off about JR. And then I meet the guy in the club and he's like, yo, I'm a fan of your music. I was like, oh,
Now
man.
it's awkward.
I had to go look for those tweets. Like, if this guy would see what I used to say about him. You know what I mean? And like, so you really have to take your career serious from the beginning, you know? Because the internet doesn't forget and it'll always come in and bite you. It's not only about brands, it's about relationships. It's about, you know, how you want to be viewed. So I agree with you when it comes to, you know, being a team. I mean, building a team. I also agree with you when you say you have to be authentic because you also have to be who you are. But, you know, we all grow and we have to think about the things that we say and be responsible because also as much as you think you have an opinion, you don't think about how it affects the next person. You know, like we get on social media and people say crazy things about us, you know, and they don't know how it affects us. Like, there was a time, like, this is very personal, but I'll share it. I don't know why I'm being so personal today. But, like, there was a time, like, there's a rumor that started, like, yo, like, Cassper's son is not his. It's a joke, right? Everybody jokes, The whole day, like, I was feeling down. You know what I mean? And, I mean, I had to make sure that the son was actually mine, but... But that's not the point.
But also, he looks like you. But did you let that social?
It does affect. You know, that's what I'm saying. We have to be responsible with our words. Like for you, it's entertainment. For the person you're talking about, it's the reality of their life. You know what I mean? So that's why you always have to watch what you say. I think, and watch how you use social media.
But my thing is, like, your son is right in front of you. He looks like you, Mara. You are like still.
It doesn't feel like you have to think about it. Like, what if?
What if?